Alright guys, today we're going to mount, I got two turkey fans I'm going to mount on the plaques. They've been drying for several weeks now, and I've got one turkey fan with some wings that I'm going to show you guys how I mount them, and I'm going to show you the process. I'm going to take them from the drying boards. We'll clean the borax off of them. I got my plaques pretty well prepared, and I've got everything setting out, so hopefully this will go fairly quick. So stick with it, guys. So I just take a needle nose or a pair of dikes and pull that little, I think they only put 1 or 2 staples in there. So just go through and pull those staples out. It really doesn't take a whole lot to hold them down. I found I like the staples better than the push pins just because it's quicker and easier. This is bulls. I usually just kind of knock it off and blow on it. Try to get any of that borax out. That's in there. The way it dries is pretty well the way it's going to be. It's not going to be real limber. And so you can try to get these feathers here with your fingers. Some of them are shot, and so they're going to be missing some quills. Kind of spit on them and re-stroke them. Tricky part is just getting a hold of them without tearing up a bunch of other feathers. This one was shot, it's throwing me off. This one dried in a bad spot. Overall, it looks pretty good. And so this is bull's plaque. And so we're just going to, it's going to go on there like this. So let me talk a minute about the way I do these spurs and the feet. And so I've got this piece here in the center that creates a gap for your fan to set in. Your fan sets in here. So I just take a drill press with a Forstner bit, and I just hollow out a little spot for my legs and my beard to go in. And I hope I've got all this on video because I'm wearing this thing on my head. And so I just use some Gorilla Glue. Once I got my little hole cut, I put a little dab of Gorilla Glue and put those in there, and I rest it on that plaque just to keep them from drooping. And then I put the Gorilla Glue in there this morning, and then that's all you need is a little Gorilla Glue. The same thing with this one. I cut the spots out with a Forstner bit and put just a little bit of Gorilla Glue and stick it up in there. If you wanted to, you can break it loose, pull it out. It's not permanent. And so that's the plaques in a nutshell. The way I'm going to attach this fan is I'm just going to staple it to the plaque itself. Some people use Bondo, and I've used Bondo in the past. It's just as easy to take the staple gun and staple it to the plaque. I've got my air set on super low, so it's not gonna compress the fan. It's just gonna put a little staple there where nobody can see it, right towards the base of that quill. And that's really all you need. We're not trying to haul this thing down the highway. It's going to set on the man's wall. So let's go ahead and tighten that guy up. Where's my drill at? So and there's that plaque. Got the beard, which was it was kind of cut, looks like, or something happened to it. Got the feet, and I'm gonna show you guys what I do. Typically, I put a little hanger on here, but I've got some heavy-duty 300-pound fishing line that I used this last time. I used this on the wing mount just because a regular one wouldn't work, and it worked out pretty good. I'm just going to take this staple gun, and I'll have to turn up the air, and I'll just staple this string on here, put 2 staples, and that'll be plenty stronger than the regular ones I use, and it's quicker for me. This turkey had got wet. The feathers got wet, and so I've never done this before, but I seen it done. And so basically you just go back over the feathers with your fingers. Maybe you could even spit on your fingers, and probably could wash. I've heard people washing the fan, and it'll pull the feathers back together. They'll re-zip them, is what they call it. But I think it had got wet on the hunt, so you just got to take care of it. Even after the hunt, if you plan on mounting it, so that you have a good looking fan. Looks better. It looked pretty bad shape the other day when it was drying. I worked on it a little bit. Still needs a little bit of work. So on this plaque's made a little different. This plaque is just 2 pieces. Where that's a 3-piece plaque. This plaque is a single piece, and so we will just. So the fan's going to sit on the back ledge like that, and we're going to staple it to the front, and you're going to see this little area here. And so I'm going to take a little piece of fabric that I have. Obviously, this is a lot bigger than what we need, but we'll take this fabric and our hot glue gun, put a little hot glue here, and cover that up, just so you don't see the dried meat portion. Make it a little more presentable. And for this one, I'm going to swap out and put a little bit longer staple in there. And so those pulled in a little bit tight. So this would be ideal, guys, if you had a piece of leather. But I don't even have a piece of leather. And this is the first time I've done this. I just thought about it the other day because I knew it would look better. And I think anything is going to look better than that. That meat just hanging out there. So we're just going to put some hot glue here. Boy, I ate that stick up quick. And then so that just covers that piece of meat up so nobody sees it. So that plaque's done. Now we're going to do with the wings. I'm not going to put the spurs on this. He's going to put these on a piece of rope. So I'm going to leave those loose for him. We can go ahead and put the loops on these. And so they can hang by that. There's nothing going to pull that off loose. And that's quicker than putting a couple little small 16th inch screws into something. I don't know if I got any of that on video, really. I don't know how much of that I got. So I've got my little spacers here, and I just took my staple gun and stapled it at an angle to the plaque itself. And now I really don't want the customer really to be able to see all of this dehydrated bone. So I have some fabric here. I'm not necessarily going to cover each piece, the whole thing. I might. I was thinking more or less just maybe a piece here and a piece over there. Just a piece of cloth. Anything I think would look better. I'm going to cut that a little bit short. I don't think it looks too terrible. Little hot glue gun from Harbor Freight, definitely a good investment. So we're just going to put a little glue in here to help hold that little flap down. I feel like I unplugged something. Alright. Get it down before it cools off. I think that we have to put the spurs on. But that's it. The feathers, they stick back a little bit. Let's go hang on the door and see how it does. I may have to put a longer string on there. And so you can see this is why I put a string on here, because this one, the feathers stick back further, and so it's harder to get it on the wall. So there's a look of it mounted. I think it turned out pretty well. We'll get the we'll put the spurs on and put his shotgun on there somewhere. So guys, thanks for watching. Here's a shakedown. Hit that like, subscribe button. The notification bell if you like the kind of stuff that I do. Leave a comment if you got any questions. See you on the next video.